everybody, my name is Jessica. Welcome to my channel. I'm very excited. This is my first video. Just want to give a little insight about myself. I'm married. I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. Some of my passions are definitely cooking, decorating, and doing some gardening, even though I'm very new at that. So if these things intrigue you, they like you, I just ask that you hit the like button, you follow, you share with your family, your friends. I'm very excited. The first video that I've decided to do is making banana bread. I know everybody seems to love banana bread and people have their own special recipes. I've made banana bread, but I came across a recipe that I got from my mother-in-law, which is a fantastic recipe. It's very moist, and I would love to share that with you guys today. So we'll get started. Before I get started, I will link it below as far as the ingredients that were used in this video, but I'll just go over them quickly. We have milk, we have sugar, we have butter, eggs, there's some baking soda, vanilla, salt, bananas, flour, and I think that's about it. So we'll get started with going over some of the dry ingredients, and we're going to place that right in my KitchenAid, which I absolutely love. If you have one, you know how wonderful that they are, and if you don't, that's okay. Get a little arm work out of it. So let's just start with some shortening. I left the wrapper on because I did want to tell you guys I absolutely love this. I used to just get the butter in the store, and it just is not the same. So if you guys can ever get the Crisco butter or shortening, it just makes cooking so much easier. It's got the measurements on it, and the flavor is really good. So this is what I do all my baking with. So the first ingredient calls for a ½ cup of shortening. So we'll get that cut up. And if you guys have some special banana recipes that you want to share, then please post those below. And then some sugar calls for, let's see here, 1 1/3 cups of sugar. So we'll get that. Seems like a lot of sugar, but trust me, it doesn't taste like it's a lot of sugar. So we got the sugar, and then it calls for 2 eggs. So we're going to pour our eggs in, and then we are going to start by mixing this in our mixer. We'll start with just a gentle speed. So that looks like it's mixed up good, so I'll give that a second here. And then it calls for some flour, for 2 cups of flour. So I don't sift the flour. You can sift the flour, but I just pour it in. I don't think it makes a whole difference on the recipe. And then it calls for a teaspoon of baking soda. So we'll add that in. And then we'll do some salt, and that's just an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. There. So I'm going to stir this up. Be very, very careful. And then we're going to add in the milk. So the milk calls for a ½ cup of milk. So and then it calls for a teaspoon of white vinegar. So, and you can prepare this and kind of let it sit a little bit while you're making it. I typically don't, but. And then you're just going to kind of stir in the vinegar with the milk. And then you're going to pour it in. then it calls for, lastly, is 3/4 of a teaspoon, but I always give generous when it comes to vanilla, and I put a teaspoon. I think it adds a personal touch. All right, and then we're gonna mix this up again. It calls for a cup of bananas, but I always seem to put in 3. To 3, just not extra large, not small, just 3 over, regular size bananas. And I always find that that's appropriate. My daughter doesn't like the way that the texture is with the banana, so what you can always do is you can put it in a blender and mash it up so it's really, really fine if people out there do have a texture problem. Other than that, I usually just take a fork with any sort of plate, and then I just kind of mash it with my fork. And you can mash it for however long you feel the desire for the consistency that you're looking for. Get that all mashed up where you like it. And then we'll place it in the mixer. There. Okay. Let me just wash my hands real quick here. All right. So then I'm just going to take this out here, and I'm just going to stir it real quick. All right. So just going to stir it all in. All right, and then now that it's all stirred in, what I like to do is you can either use, some people use a cake pan, some people use like a bread pan. I like these kinds of pans because they make individual pieces for my kids, and I find that I can just, they tend to stay fresh. We're not cutting into them, and you know how the bookends always get a little hard. They're just individual portion sizes. I can pack them in my kids' lunch. They can take them to school, and it's just like almost like a serving size already pre-measured. So we are going to get some spray. All right, and I'm just going to lightly coat. It is a non-stick pan, but I still lightly coat it because it does get a little bit sticky still, so I just do that extra measure. And then I get this kind of ladle. It's perfect. Perfect size for individual portions. So, and you want to make sure that it's about half full. I find that half full gives it enough to creep over to the top. And this is also the time too that we're a family that typically doesn't like nuts in our brownies, our food, but by all means, that when you're putting in the bananas, that's the time to add in your nuts or whatever you choose to add in. Every once in a while, I'll add in some chocolate chip cookies, or not chocolate chip cookies, but chocolate chips for the kids, and they seem to like that. So by all means, the extras are to your own desire. Now this will go in the oven at 325 for about 30 minutes, but periodically check it because you want to make sure that it's nice and lightly golden. When it starts to get too brown, that's when it'll get too dry. So you're not gonna want to keep it in that long. And then I just kind of smack it down and just level it. Perfect. And then I think I do have enough for one more pan, so I'm gonna just spray that. There. And then these are all set and ready to go in the oven for about 30 minutes. So we will put it in the oven, and then we'll come back when it's all done and show you the end results, okay? Stay tuned. All right, so it's been 30 minutes, a little under 30 minutes, and this is what I would want you guys to have. If it's a little bit lighter, that would even be better, but definitely no more darker than this. So we're just gonna kind of grab one and kind of see how I just took these right on out. So it might just be still a little bit hot. There. So you see that? That's how I want it to look. So we're going to cut that open. Really warm and hot. So we're going to give it a try and see how it tastes. Perfect. Like always. So if you guys want this recipe and you like it, then I will set a link down with the ingredients needed to make this recipe. And like I said before, you can always add in the walnuts, the chocolate chips, and anything else that you guys desire. Like I said, again, if you like my channel, we're going to be doing just a lot of home decor, cooking, and as it gets closer to spring and summertime, we'll be doing a lot of groundwork and gardening and projects and a lot more fun stuff to look forward to. So thanks again for watching and have a great day. Bye.